Why are powdered
Yo,
donuts so
relapsed.
good?
Relapse.
I went back to my childhood addiction, y'all.
Went back.
I got back on that powder, man.
This video is fake.
Back on that powder.
Can you stop saying back?
I was addicted to these as a child.
Bro.
Y'all could not tell me
Go back
that those powdered donuts wasn't busting. It'll make anybody go back.
Let's go, chef. I got that itch, man. 2A Food-Attainment in the building. Let's go, chef.
If you know the song, sing along. Hit it.
It's the Carolina Cook. Carolina Cook. Cooking, tasting, and eating the Carolinas. I'd like to welcome y'all to my Carolina kitchen. I'm extending Southern hospitality to y'all, and I would appreciate if y'all extend some hospitality back and subscribe to this channel. In this episode, y'all, I'm just doing something that my last episode inspired me to do. And if you don't know what the last episode is or was, it was fried tilapia with fufu and African pepper sauce with shrimp in the pepper sauce. So go back and check that out. So that dish inspired this dish, and I'm going to be using that same leftover pepper sauce without the shrimp because I killed all that shrimp. I'm going to use that same African pepper sauce in this dish. So in this episode, y'all, I will be cooking up some
Tilapia fillet fried with onions and peppers and a habanero pepper. Splacked with some African pepper sauce and served with a side of Spanish rice. You got African, Spanish, and country going on here. Southern playalistic soul food. Once you get on it, you can't get off it.
So come with me. And take a trip inside of my mind and see how I did it. Okay, y'all, I got me some tilapia fillets here.
We weren't really taught to waste anything down south, so I still got some shrimp powder from the last episode that I'm going to season this tilapia with.
Shrimp powder is very pungent. It smells like dead fish, actually. Chicken bouillon seasoning. A little bit of curry powder. Just a little bit. That'll do right there.
Y'all, I have learned to respect the heat.
Okay. And I'm just going to mix this around in the seasoning. No gloves. I'm living dangerous tonight.
On a daily basis, our hands touch much more germs than what's on raw food. Just be sure to wash your hands.
Put some all-purpose flour in the bag. Add a little cornstarch to that flour. Little curry. And when I say little, I mean little. Bouillon. Chicken bouillon, that is. And this old stinky shrimp powder. So when you use your shrimp powder, y'all, you smell it, don't think it's bad. That's just the way it smells. Mix that up. Throw a little black pepper in it.
Then I'm going to slice up 1 red onion and 1 green bell pepper. And I'm going to throw the habanero pepper in there whole while it's frying. You know, while the fish is frying in it. Nothing spectacular, y'all. Just cut it up large enough that it doesn't disintegrate when it's frying with the fish.
All right, let's go ahead and add this fish to the flour.
Now, if you're using this old school shake and fry technique like me, you want to double bag it. That way, if one bag breaks, you got an extra barrier of protection. All right. Shake them up, shake them up, shake them up, shake them. All right. Once that's done, I'm going to go ahead and add the fish to a strainer and shake off the excess flour because you don't want excess flour going into the oil because then that would give you like a mud bog type situation. We're just going to shake that out. And once my oil hits about 350, I'm going to go ahead and add the fish, and we're going to cook the fish until that flour begins to brown. And once that flour begins to brown, I'm going to add the peppers and onions. The reason you want to wait for the fish to brown first is because that temperature is going to drop once you add the onions and the peppers. So you don't want to lose the flour that's on your fish. So you want to get them nice and crisp first. Then I'm going to go ahead and drop that habanero pepper in there. Let some of that cook off in there. Being careful not to break this pepper because the heat is on the inside of this pepper. So at this point, y'all, you got to let your oil get back up to temperature. Because it's like I said, the oil and the peppers and everything being added will drop the temperature. And those of you who really follow my channel and watch my videos, you may have heard me say from time to time that cooking is about observation. This is what I learned in culinary school. So to me, it's important for me to put the little extras in my video where you actually seeing the cooking process. So what I just did was remove the habanero pepper. When the temperature came back up and the pepper started to soften, I took it out of there because I don't want it to bust open on me and release a lot of intense heat into the fish. I just want a little bit of habanero flavor. Now, if you want heat, just let it go. As in, just let it bust open on you or whatever, because if you know anything about peppers, the heat is on the inside where the seeds and everything is at. All right, so that's on you. I only use one pepper on top of that, so I don't be having no slip-ups. So now, like I said, cooking is all about observation, y'all. So how I know my fish is done is because once it's golden brown, I know it's ready. And by the time the fish reaches that point, your peppers and your onions will be properly cooked as well. And these peppers and onions are going to release a nice flavor into this fish. And if you want to bring out some good sweetness in your onions, deep frying them like this is the best way to go. They're very sweet after you do this. But at this point, I'm going to go ahead and start removing the fish. Because the temperature dropped, it will increase the cooking time on your fish. So you have to observe and see when your fish is turning golden brown, because you don't want to overcook it. And you definitely don't want to cook your onions and your peppers until they start to disintegrate. The goal is to get the flavors out of them and to still be able to have a nice presentation once you remove them from the heat. And like I said, y'all, let me reiterate it, reemphasize it. Cooking is about observation. You see how clean my oil is? My oil is clean because I took the time to shake the excess flour off of the fish, okay? And back in the day when I was growing up, my mom would keep like a can on the stove that had the old cooking oil in it, all right? Once they fried everything up, they would recycle that oil or that lard or whatever they used, okay? So you want to keep that oil clean if you still on that old school tip where you recycle your oil until you can't use it anymore. That's right, man. Growing up, it'd be one can on the stove where if they cooked bacon, fat back, anything, and it was oil left over, or if they used Crisco or something like that, or some lard or some type of cooking oil, all of that stuff went in one can and was used to cook everything until you couldn't use it no more. And that's why everything tasted so good, because you had all those flavors from everything that was cooked in that oil in that can on that stove. They used it to cook everything with it. Heck, probably used it as chapstick too. I don't know. Chapstick, lotion, who knows? All right, as you can see, this fish is done, so I'm going to go ahead and drain it, put it off in a pot, and going to serve up a plate And that's it, y'all. It don't take long. Nice, simple, quick meal. All right, now y'all have a look at this. Bring it in. Let's huddle. Take a look at this. You see the onions and peppers cooked to perfection? Not crispy, not overcooked, anything like that. Now, while this fish is hot, I'm going to sprinkle it with a little more of that shrimp powder. All right, and a little salt and pepper. And I'm just going to, stir it around a little bit and make sure that seasoning touches every part of this fish. You understand me? Now I'm going to hit y'all with some of what I was cooking when y'all wasn't looking. This is Spanish rice here with the tomatoes and peppers in it. All right. And that's your fish with the peppers and onions. And I know some of y'all too good for leftovers, but the way I grew up, we ate leftovers, all right? So I'm going to go ahead and drop some of that leftover pepper sauce from the last episode where I did the tilapia. I'm going to go ahead and drizzle some of that African pepper sauce on this fish, okay? And that's it, y'all. After that, we got ourselves a meal, man. We got a mix of Africa, Spanish, country, all type of stuff going on here, y'all. And it all came together. And like Mr. T, Hannibal, I love it when a plan comes together. What y'all know about that? Southern playalistic soul food. Once you get on it, you can't get off it. If you're wondering what's going on in the upper right-hand corner, that's just my taste buds dancing right now. Mm-hmm. Well, it's actually me, but you know what I mean.
Now, after all of this, if y'all haven't subscribed, y'all need to stop playing and go ahead and subscribe. Thank y'all for watching. Put me into the rhythm of the algorithm by liking, commenting, sharing the love, and subscribing. I like to give a shout out to Florida and my boy in Florida that's always sending me encouraging words and stuff like that, commenting on my videos and showing love and stuff like that, and showing love to me in South Carolina in the kitchen cooking, y'all. Check out his channel, y'all. And down there in Florida, cooking like we cook down here in the Carolinas, man. Shout out to Treat Daddy too, man. He doing his thing. And y'all just remember, show love and support the people who trying to make it. And encourage them, man. Because you never know if they're going to turn around and bless you. Or give you a shout out or something like that that could change your life or your situation. I ain't at that status yet, but I'm just saying. A lot of people try to keep you down. A lot of people try to keep me down as well. All right? So y'all who in the business or trying to stop people when they're trying to move forward and do something, you better get out of that habit. Especially if it's somebody in your circle or somebody in your family. You better get out of that crab in the barrel mentality, because a lot of times you ain't trying to do nothing but hold somebody else down. You ain't really trying to do nothing to get nowhere. Then you make it your only mission in life to try to stop somebody else from getting somewhere. And you don't understand that a lot of times you're not coming up because of who you won't allow to come up, or because of who you blocking or try to block from coming up. The things you do come back to you. What you reap is what you sow. So if you see somebody trying to get up, man, you better support them and try to help them or whatever, and stop hating on folks, because those same people can turn around and bless you. And a lot of times you ain't got nowhere yet, and you ain't really blessed yet, or having something come to you because of somebody you held back, that if you would have helped push them forward, they would have reached back and break you off with something. And that's it, man. I ain't nobody. I'm just trying to give you some words of wisdom, give you a few laughs and a couple recipes. That's it. Liketh, shareth thou the love, and subscribeth unto my channel, and smiteth that notification button. Thank you. Took this plate, hit y'all with the Heisman. Let's go, chef.
Back up off of my plate.
It's the Carolina. It's the Carolina.